this is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about some crazy rumors for Black Ops 6 Zombies, new Easter eggs, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and as a big FYI, there's plenty of brand new article coverage going up on dkdynamite.com for those who want to stay up to date with all things Call of Duty. There's obviously a bunch to report on right now with Season 6, and of course, Black Ops 6. The second weekend of the beta does begin as of tomorrow when recording this video. I'll be live here on the channel counting down to the beginning of the open access period for Black Ops 6 multiplayer, but in case you guys forgot, a couple of weeks ago over at HUD I did post for shits and giggles a Pack-a-Punch guide for Liberty Falls. There's not much to it, I just posted it because I'm like, hey, it's kind of funny how we got to open PAP during our limited time playing Liberty Falls early. There's not really a quest or anything tied to it, but I also want to talk a little bit about an Easter egg that got solved during COD Next. I could have made a separate vid on it. I think I'll end up posting a short talking about this topic, but there also isn't much of a reward that you get by doing it, hence why I didn't make a separate video, but I probably will make a separate one if the reward does get changed at launch. This is the Bank Vault Easter egg. So essentially in the actual bank located towards the middle of the map, you'll end up coming across a post-it note with 2 sets of numbers on them. And that's just 2 numbers out of the 6 you need to open up the bank vault. Now located in other parts of the map, you'll find some post-it notes with the other numbers. So on each post-it note, you'll see 2 numbers total. Take just the 3 sets of post-it notes, combine those 6 numbers, and that'll be your bank vault combination to get inside. But as you also kill zombies throughout the rounds, some loot keys will also drop. Those loot keys will come in different rarities, which means you can open up different safety deposit boxes that require different rarity keys. So unfortunately, after coming across legendary keys and some other ones, the loot that some content creators got out of these safety deposit boxes wasn't anything crazy. This could have just been intentional for the sake of maybe concealing what the cool reward is going to be for doing this at launch, or the reward will just consist of some salvage, some points, maybe a decoy grenade, maybe at most a legendary ether tool. That's really just about it when it comes to what you get by opening these boxes. I came across one of the post-it notes when first playing Liberty Falls, told a few fellow content creators about what I had found, and what do you know, both Lego and John, Mr. Dalek JD, managed to go ahead and open the bank vault in their matches of Liberty Falls. But apart from that Easter egg, which I do hope gets a little bit better, maybe could reward us with a free jet gun. I know that's probably out of the question, but maybe even like a Pack-a-Punch crystal or a bunch more points. Apart from that, there is an Easter egg tied to Shadows of Evil that just got found in the Black Ops 6 beta. So over on the multiplayer map Gala, this is a strike experience, by the way, that only supports face-off and then later gunfights. In the middle of this map, you will hear Snakeskin Boots, a song from Shadows of Evil and the intro from Black Ops 3 Zombies. You will hear that song playing very clearly here in the center of the map. Take a listen. So while this is just a bit of a callback to a legendary zombies map that came out almost a decade ago, it has me thinking, right, since it's been so long since Black Ops 3 came out, how long will it be until we end up getting a reimagining or a remake of some sort for maps like Shadows, Der Eisendrache, or Krovi? Really curious to see when we end up getting a future Chronicles expansion that has Black Ops 3 maps. That's crazy to think about, but I'm also curious what other Easter eggs may be found in Black Ops 6 multiplayer over the next couple of months, especially at launch. Fingers are crossed that maybe like Modern Warfare 19 in the gunfight maps, there could end up being some type of little quest that you can solve that unlocks a pretty cool looking event or reveals something to do with the map's narrative. Hopefully we get something like that with Black Ops 6 multiplayer, considering the extra time they've had to make this game. Now something I want to get into is in regards to the HUD. So obviously you guys are aware that the HUD presets in multiplayer and zombies will let you customize the HUD, but to an extent. They won't allow you to fully rearrange parts of the HUD. That's been our understanding of how the HUD presets will work ever since the full reveal of Black Ops 6 a couple of months ago. You can kind of change how things are laid out, but you can't exactly pick up and move specific pieces of the HUD to your liking. Now, according to data miner Jackson over on Twitter, he posted a video which does show him taking specific pieces of the HUD and rearranging them exactly to his liking. Obviously, you could just turn off just about most of the HUD in MP and zombies to give you that immersive hardcore feel. I think that's even called the immersive preset, which unfortunately was locked in weekend 1 of the beta, and also wasn't available at all at the COD Next build that I got to play. We also couldn't customize the HUD presets in Zombies when I was over in DC, so this will be something that we only get our hands on when the game fully releases in October. But if this is the case and you can fully customize the HUD, this will also help out with the controversy that I've been seeing since COD Next, that Zombies doesn't have a good enough HUD. It doesn't have a personalized HUD that makes it feel like that classic Zombies experience that we got in games like BO1, 2, 3, even 4. Considering the controversial HUD we had in BO4 Zombies, that HUD still stood out in comparison to what we ended up seeing in multiplayer or Blackout. Now, it's like I've said before, you could just turn it off, and I don't personally care all that much, but if I got to choose what HUD we could have in Black Ops 6 Zombies, I'll probably go with something that's pretty similar to this custom concept that It's Perka went ahead and posted over on Twitter. It's also very similar to what we got in BO4, and it's also pretty similar to what you can see when you use one of those mutant injections to become a mangler. Look at that HUD when you're playing as a mangler. Imagine if the HUD looked just like that, but had an operator icon in place of where the mangler is being shown, right? It looks very damn zombified, and I think with the ability to maybe fully customize the HUD where you can fully rearrange certain items, again, I can't show you the footage of what that looks like for obvious copyright reasons. This video would get taken down. If you are able to do that, then that at least gets us a little bit closer to like zombifying the HUD or something, and opens up the door to a conversation to maybe add in like splats of blood or some other elements to make the HUD feel unique in comparison to what you have in multiplayer in Warzone. Now, I do think it's possible that the customization we see for the HUD will be a certain way at launch, but could get expanded upon in future seasons, which has me pretty excited. But since the release of the first weekend of the multiplayer beta, data miners and leakers have reported on a good amount of information in regards to Zombies. Nothing really in the spoiler territory, but interesting info nonetheless that I wanted to have a conversation about. So first off, when it comes to perks, we obviously know about the perks that are currently available in Black Ops 6, just about the same lineup minus Mule Kick and Death Perception from Cold War. However, it looks like, according to leakers, we're going to be seeing Death Perception come back at some point. I'm sure Mule Kick will as well at some point in a future season, but Death Perception I think was pretty useful, especially when you upgraded it with the Ethereum crystals in Cold War, and when we got to use it in Modern Warfare Zombies, it's always a blast to use. But apart from that perk, we also have the perk Vulture Aid. This hasn't been seen since Black Ops 2's Buried map. If you guys remember back during BO2, each new zombie map had a new perk. Now, you couldn't bring those perks into other maps, but those perks really made those maps stand out a bit. If you wanted to use Who's Who, you play Dire Eyes. You want to use Electric Cherry, you play Mob of the Dead. You want to use Vulture Aid, you gotta play Buried, and so on and so forth, right? It wasn't until, what, Widow's Wine, where we saw the map first on Shadows of Evil, then it just became a staple when you popped the Perkaholic with every other map after that in BO3. Now, since you don't get ammo drops from the zombies in a round base in comparison to MWZ, Vulture Aid is essentially your scavenger for multiplayer, so that'll be useful, on top of the ability to kind of stand in some of that Vulture Aid crap that conceals you from the zombies for a short period of time. The perk itself had some pretty good uses back during Black Ops 2, and one of those uses, right, the ability to kind of stand in a zone on top of a zombie you killed to stay concealed from other zombies, that came back in the form of Zombshell with Black Ops 4. That was my all-time favorite perk, I want to say, in Black Ops 4, so if we get to see more perks return from BO2, BO4, that would be phenomenal here inside of Black Ops 6. I'm curious to know when we'll end up getting these perks added in, if they're going to be maybe close to launch, or if they're going to be released separately, you know, one per season. Lots of excitement here surrounding the perk system, but let me know in the comments, what other perks do you want to see added in Black Ops 6 Zombies? Like I mentioned in a video a few days ago, going over the second episode of the COD Pod, we essentially already have the ability to use double tap on our weapons when equipping the rapid fire attachment in the Gunsmith, right? That's the closest we'll get to a classic double tap until they eventually add the perk back in, if that is the plan. But I would love to see a perk like Winter's Wail or Widow's Wine, either as a gobblegum or just a classic perk again at some point in Black Ops 6. There should at least be, I'd say, 2 new perks added per season, maybe have some of them be exclusive to certain round-based maps, and then have most of them also get added into the Wonder Fizz machine. But something a lot of people miss is that in one of the recent blog posts following COD Next, a bunch of Zombies-themed calling cards did get revealed. These will obviously be tied to various challenges you can do while playing Zombies. I don't think any of these are a part of Dark Ops or anything, but these could be giving us a glimpse as to maybe what to expect in-game. There's a creepy-looking enemy in, I think, that middle calling card. I believe that's that creepy-looking enemy that we could see on Terminus with all the bodies kind of morphed together, kind of like what we saw in World War II. But again, most of the calling cards in Call of Duty aren't really connected to the exact content you'll see in a match, but it could give us a hint as to some things to do with the narrative, the quest. You can see some pretty cool detail here. I like that first person one towards the bottom left where someone's holding a rifle with the reflex sight, a bunch of zombies coming towards them. That looks pretty damn sweet. But then also the one with somebody stuffing their mouth with gobblegums. You can probably tell that's probably unlocked after using X amount of gobblegums while playing Black Ops 6. But either way, there's still a lot left that we have to learn about when it comes to the launch zombies experience for both Terminus and Liberty Falls. And I made several Liberty Falls videos already here on the channel as of a couple of days ago. I do have some more zombie vids in the works that I think are certainly worth making because there's plenty left to discuss about the mode. Even though we know quite a bit already, there are still several mysteries that I can't wait to dive into with the full launch in just a couple of weeks time. But yeah, rumors are going to pop up here and there over the next couple of days and weeks, I'm sure of that. Things will be data mined from weekend 2 of the beta, The Haunting, season 6. I'm sure new details will pop up over on Twitter, which I'll be safely talking about here in videos, and you'll see some safe coverage of that over on Detonated via Twitter and via the articles over on the website. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the brand new Easter eggs that got discovered in relation to Black Ops 6 Zombies? How are you feeling about both Death Perception and Vulture's Aid possibly coming back? Plus, how are you feeling about everything else we discussed? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.